Hi, it's Barry here. I'd like to invite you to my next course, which is on weight loss mastery. If you want to build a thriving practice, then this is the niche that you can do this in. Weight loss is such a huge market, and it's where you can really make changes in people's lives. But most importantly, it's what people already know that hypnosis is used for. Many years ago, I did some market research. I got a group of people and we went out to our local town with clipboards and we asked the people, what do you think hypnosis is most useful? And two answers came up: smoking and weight loss. This is what the public already know that hypnosis is used for. So they're already educated with the fact that you can use hypnosis to help people lose weight. So this is really important so that you can build your practice very quickly, because people already are programmed to know that hypnosis can help them lose weight. So in this course, I'm going to teach you everything I've learned over the last 30, 40 years of working with weight loss clients. So here's what we're going to be learning. First of all, you're going to learn, you've got to pick the right client. If you want to be successful, you have to work with the right people. Don't work with everybody that just picks up the phone and wants an easy solution. You need to have a method of filtering the ones out that you know are going to be successful, because it's really, really important, probably more than any other area, that you filter your clients, because some people are looking for a simple solution and they think you're just going to hypnotize them and magically they're going to lose weight and without any effort. You want to filter those clients out and work with the people who actually want to lose weight and want to put some effort in. So you're going to have to learn to pick the right clients. Second, you need to leverage your clients. It's a big mistake to assume that just because a person comes on for a weight loss session or a weight loss program and they pay money, even if they pay a lot of money, to assume that they're motivated enough to do whatever it takes to reach their goal. That's such a mistake. And how do we know that's the case? Well, here's the thing. If they're already motivated enough, why would they be coming to you? So we know right from the get-go that when they sit down in your chair, or if you're sitting opposite you on Zoom, at that moment in time, they're not motivated enough. So we need to learn how to motivate the clients. And each client is different. You have to use the right strategy for that person to motivate them. So we're going to learn how to motivate them in the right direction. Also, number 3, we're going to be looking at emotional eating. For most people, it's not about the food. It's that they're using food as a coping mechanism to help them deal with life. So we need to have a way of dealing with that. We're also going to be looking at parts or incongruence. Now, again, with weight loss, we can pretty much assume that the person has a conflict. Because if they were, again, 100% decided that they were going to be whatever their goal weight is, they would already be there. So we know that they're incongruent. So we need to work with that. We're also I'm going to show you my version of the gastric band hypnosis technique. There are some courses out there which cost you like £300, £400, £500 to teach you how to do the gastric band. And my experience of them, they're just script based and they're not very good. In this particular course, I'm going to teach you my method of creating the same effect so that the person feels really full after eating about half of the amount they usually do. And as a result, they push the plate away and they go and do something else. So this version of the gastric band is really, really effective. And we're going to install this in the client. We're not just going to read them a script, we're going to install it. Next, we're going to be looking at aversions. We need, in some cases, to create aversions to certain foods. There are some foods that a person just does not need to eat in order to stay alive. So, some donuts or chocolate or something like that, they don't need it as part of their diet. And oftentimes that is the problem. There's one particular food that's causing them a problem. And if you change that, they lose weight easily. So you need to have a way of working with aversions. Really, really important. And they're not, aversions are not nasty, horrible or whatever. They're really, really useful ways of helping people change. We're also going to be learning about how to anchor in new responses, so new emotional responses in certain situations. So rather than reach for food, they're going to do something else. On that note, we're also going to install new behaviors. So we're going to have a technique or a method for installing new behaviors. So it's like not this, this, not this, this. And so it becomes automatic upon leaving the session so that they automatically do the new behaviors. And as a result, the weight comes off easily. And lastly, what we're going to be looking at is a recovery strategy. What is a recovery strategy? Well, I think it's a kind of mistake to assume that whenever you've done like 2, 3, 4, 5 sessions or whatever, to assume that the person is just going to be completely successful and never have a bad day. That's a big mistake. The reality is, like everyone, there are going to be some days where we make a mistake. And we need to install a recovery strategy so that if and when they make that mistake, instead of thinking, oh my God, it's all failed now, I'm going to have to go back to my old way of eating, that instead, that when they have a bad day, they pick themselves up, dust themselves off, and that increases their desire to go towards their outcome. And this is really important to rehearse and install a recovery strategy so that when they have a bad day, instead of giving up, it makes them more motivated. And that is really important. But we're going to be looking at so much more. We're going to be looking at how to set effective goals. I mean, one of the biggest mistakes that I see so many people making is this idea of having the person imagine themselves the size and shape they want to be. Now, if you do that, what you're doing is you're actually making them less motivated, not more motivated. And the research has been done a bit on this. So we're going to look at the research to find out how to set a goal and how to then get them to achieve it. Because if you do the as if now goal frame, you're actually going to demotivate the client, not motivate them. So in this course, it's going to be about sort of, depending on how many questions I get, about 2 hours, 2.5 hours long. We're going to go through exactly what you need to do so that when you leave the session, when you leave the workshop, you'll know exactly what to do. You'll have a big manual with all the methods and techniques in, so that with your next client, you can achieve success with weight loss. So I hope to see you then. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments box below, and I'll be glad to answer them for you. And I hope to see you soon. The webinar will be recorded, so if you can't make it live, not a problem. You'll get the recording the following day, along with the manual. And if you have any questions, then you can email me the questions, and I'll be glad to answer them for you. So this is a complete package. And if you've attended some of my webinars or seminars before, you'll know that I give you absolutely everything you need to be successful. So I hope to see you on this webinar.